Hello, hobby friends. Today, I'm back to share with you at my messy hobby desk a quick video on how I make Necro Scunge, the oil wash edition, something that a few people asked for. I've used it now on this Taurus here that's been infected by Gene Stealer cult, and I've got an Orc gang for Goliath representing, for Necromunda 95, a bit obscure, I know. So let's get into it, and I'll explain how I do it. Alrighty, to make your oil wash, you'll need a jar to store your scunge in. Make sure it's got a good seal so the odorless spirits don't evaporate. Next up, you need some solvent. I use this stuff, odorless solvent. As you can see, it's pretty pricey because it comes straight from an artist store. Otherwise, there are other products available. And then, of course, some oil paints. And gloves. You need to protect yourself from this stuff. It's pretty, gets right into your skin, soaks right in. Now, today I'm going to use this on some orcs, orc boys. As I previously stated, these are a Goliath gang surrogate type thing. I've given them a basic paint job, and then we're going to apply this and then do our reductive technique after. I've also got here some a Taurus, but with Gene Stealer cult. I don't know if you can see that in there. I'm not going to cover these too much. It's mainly just for like the engine compartments and the bottom of panels, etc. You also need some dedicated oil brushes, because once you use them for this, there's no going back. Now, all these guys have been given a gloss varnish. That's very important. You can use semi-gloss satin, but for the best results, you want a gloss varnish. It protects the acrylic paint from the solvent, and it helps it all run down into the recesses really quite well. Now, first up, to speed up some drying times and to make this not take forever, I like to put my oil paints firstly onto a bit of paper towel and or cardboard. Up to you, whatever you have to hand. There's a bit of scrap paper towel I just have sitting around. Give it a quick squeeze out. So here's my green. Importantly, the colors are green, raw umber, which is a greeny brown, and then lamp black. Because remember guys, Necro Scunge, what we're going for is greeny black rather than browny black like usually happens with most washes on the market. So then your raw umber gives you your nice greeny brown, and then lamp black. As I did with my acrylic Necro Scunge video, this one here, the ratios are more a feeling than anything. What we're trying to achieve here is basically a wash that is just dark and scungy. Just think of the depths of the underhive, as it were. All right, we've got our spirits. Good splash of that in the bottom, probably about 100 ml. And then I get this, one of my oil wash brushes. Mix that in. Now this stuff, unlike your Necro Scunge or your homemade acrylic washes, will last forever and won't go too funky because of the solvent base, obviously, as long as you seal it in the jar quite well. And you can essentially just keep adding to it. In goes the burnt umber, and then the lamp black. Now it will mix, it just takes a while. Still too black. So you want a hint of brown, or you want it to be more stronger green. So I'll throw this brown in, we'll just mix that in, see how that goes, along with all of this green. I don't know if you can see there, but we're getting this greeniness here. That's what we want. Brown, green, and black basically together. But we just need a little bit more green, and I think we're basically on the money. There we go. I think that's perfect. So I've just wiped it over that paper towel. I'll look up to the next level, and you can see the greeniness. It's green, it's green black. That's what you want, green black with some brown. And that gives you your scunge. All right, I reckon it's time to get stuck into these models. You see that? There we go. That's the consistency we want. I don't know if you can see that, if it's showing up on the camera, but it's like very dark, but green. Looking at yeah, nice. And then just smear it on. And you're thinking, oh my God, Ollie, you've ruined these miniatures. The magic will be when we come back to it. Seriously, like just completely covered. You see? Just gets stuck in. It's brilliant. Now it's up to you how much you highlight these miniatures before you go, before you do this step. I do quite a bit of it. So all my greens, blues and oranges, for example, have all had fluorescence mixed in to kind of add to the punch. And I've done all the teeth, etc. And when this is done, I think all that I'm really going to do is I'm going to do some of the metal colorings, like adding some different colors to some of the metals as it washes over. And then I think I'll come back in and I'll redot the red eyes because I like them to be in a really dark pit with a little red dark eye looking out on the orcs. What else will I probably touch up a touch? Pretty much that's it. I think the metal and the eyes, I think. And then the rest of it will just be wiped back as clean as I can get it. I know this looks horrifying, all that effort gone to it, but trust me, the results from oil washes are well worth it. You just have to remember gloss varnish first. Protect it all, make it all slide off nicely afterwards. Now this is the challenge, right? All this white armor. Oh, how are we going to go with this? What I think I'm going to do is just mainly stick. I mean, I'm going to wipe most of it off anyway. But this is going to go on much thinner on this one. So for this, I'm kind of just getting just the pure raw liquid of it, as it were, around the wheels and tires. This is a much less of a coating, as you can see. Alrighty, so here we are. A day after I've applied the Necro Scunge. And we're just going to do another wipe off. Future Ollie here. I had actually given it a wipe off first off about an hour after the first application. Just very gentle to get the really dark excess amounts off. And this is now the following day. See that guy just took up there. As you can see here, I'm only just kind of briefly crossing the top of the model, as it were, just hitting the very tops, because it was a full day later, but it's been raining non-stop here in Sydney, and it was taking a very long time for it to dry, and I don't want to wick out the wash from the recesses. So just... On this white armour here, I was just wiping off very abruptly at the top half of the panels, because I really wanted it to look like the grime just collecting at the bottom half of each clear panel, and leaving the rust in the recesses, etc. Really, I wanted this to have a different effect to the orcs. So here, I hope you can see what I can see, which is the rust is just sticking right in the recesses, and then the Necro Scunge is really in the deep corners, the grime where it would naturally collect. That's more the effect I was going for. This model's not complete. I still need to do chipping, etc. that I want to do, and maybe some decals, etc. But at this stage, I'm pretty happy how this wash went over the white armor. I would be very hesitant to do this with something like Nuln Oil or Agrax Earthshade, because it would just stain it so badly. And here we have the Orks, another work in progress, as it were. But you can see the Necro Scunge has done a really nice job of getting into the recesses and, tarnishing what I need to tarnish and adding a bit of darkness, while not completely destroying all the work I put into highlighting and using fluorescence as I built up my colors, etc. I'm pretty happy with the result. I know there's still some more work to go on these Orks, but hey, these will look great on the table, and that's all I'm going for. It's not Golden Demon, it's just playing Necromunda. So there you go, hobby friends, Necro Scunge oil wash. Let me know down below what you thought of the video. Otherwise, till next time, when I'm going to be showing you the grimmest, darkest objective markers.